With a few simple tools, you can grind a cork to precisely fit into any vessel that you want. With a little bit of hot glue, a 5/32 inch mandrel, a Dremel with a grinding wheel, and a vacuum to suck up the waste, you can create perfect corks to your own specifications anytime you want. Let me show you how. Now, I've done this before, so I have a little bit of a deck here from the last cork that I made. But we're going to simply put a little dab of hot glue right here, put the cork on it, and while it's spinning, kind of check to make sure that we can center it as much as possible so it'll be easiest to get started. When it's lopsided, it can be a little bit fussy when you get going, but simply take a little glue and then stick it on there nice and tight. Let it sit for just a second, and then kind of work it a little bit to see how centered you can get it. That's about good enough, I'd say, right there. Now you got to let it cool for a little bit, because if you start working right away, you're going to push it off balance. So just let it chill out for a second and take a measurement of what your cork needs to be. I use these calipers. Take a measurement, and then you'll be checking it with this side. Lock it in place so you don't lose that measurement. You want to have this turning in the opposite direction. So as this comes around, you want this to be turning counter to it. So it gives you a nice surface to grind against. So you're just going to be working it against this cutoff wheel so that it spits the dust right into the vacuum. Now you're going to push this down closer to the tip so it's a closer leveraging point. And then what I do is I hold it like this, I rest my hand on the side of the table, and then I just... Now what you want to do is you want to watch this top edge here. That'll be showing you how it's taking shape. So, turn this on, turn this on, turn the vacuum on, and you're ready to go. Now we've ground away a little bit of cork, but our hole is quite a bit smaller than what we've got here already. We're going to have to go down a little bit farther. Now what I've shown you is how well it works with just in your hand, but there's a little bit of motion that you can't hold with, withstand from the cork being a little bit off balance to begin with. So to get a perfect spin, what you're going to want to have is something to rest the cork and the spinner on, and then use this to grind with. So you bring them together like that, and you're going to have an easier time getting those high spots, the little bit of a wobble that you couldn't withstand before. Holding it against the box, elevated off the table a couple inches, is going to give me a little bit of an edge for stability. So what I'm going to do, since I have to get the thing to fit into the bottle, is I'm going to want to have this opening about here. So I'm going to really significantly take this down, and then I'll trim off the bottom so that it doesn't fit too terribly far into the vessel, and then I'll trim the top to fit the cap that I'm going to glue this into. I think we could go just a little bit more. Now, this part right here, that's going to be what you're going to put up inside your cap. You're going to find that your vessel seals to right here, so that's what you note. My vessel seals to there, nice, good, and firm. That's how much I want it to stick in. So I'm going to make my cap fit just like that. So now I've already measured it. If I make that a little bit smoother, a little bit more tapered exactly to match the fit there, it'll be just what I need. Then I'll show you how to cut it off. Now, trimming is a little bit different process. What you're going to use is take this clip, allow that to rest against the tool so that the gear doesn't bind and it's allowed to turn freely. And then you're going to just go into the cork just like that. Counter spinning, remember. This way. And then on the Dremel tool, it's going to spin its way. Now, remember, don't grind all the way through or the vacuum's going to suck it right up. So, use a blade or just break off the last little bit and then trim it with the cutoff wheel by hand. There. Now, you have a perfect cork, perfectly sized and beautifully trimmed, ready for your vessel. With a cap, you won't see any cork at all.